Ever wondered how our world truly stays connected? Beyond planes and internet cables, the real heartbeat of global trade flows through water. Maritime Straits, those narrow, winding, and often perilous passages, are the arteries of commerce, linking nations and continents. Nearly everything we consume travels through these vital corridors. If even one strait is blocked or contested, the effects ripple worldwide. Fuel prices spike, goods vanish, and economies tremble. Today on Curious Sagacity, we'll dive into the 20 most critical maritime straits, exploring their significance, challenges, and what happens if these lifelines falter. Get ready to see the world map in a new, more fluid, and more precarious light. The Strait of Hormuz, where the Persian Gulf meets the Gulf of Oman, is the jugular vein of the global oil economy. A fifth of the world's petroleum passes through this narrow, 21 nautical mile wide choke point, flanked by Iran, Oman, and the UAE. Any disruption, be it conflict, accident, or political tension, can send oil prices soaring and shake the global economy. The free flow through Hormuz is a daily gamble, one upon which much of our interconnected world depends. The Strait of Malacca, stretching between the Malay Peninsula and Sumatra, is Asia's primary economic artery, and the world's second busiest trade route. It's the shortest sea link between East Asia's factories and the markets of India, the Middle East, and Europe, handling a quarter of global trade. At its narrowest, near Singapore, it's just 1.5 nautical miles wide, creating a natural bottleneck. Piracy and shallow waters add to the risks, making Malacca a critical yet vulnerable lifeline for the region's booming economies. Any disruption here would send shockwaves through global supply chains. Bab el-Mandeb, the Gate of Tears, links the Indian Ocean to the Mediterranean via the Red Sea and Suez Canal. About 9% of global seaborne petroleum and countless goods pass through this narrow, divided strait. Regional instability, piracy, and conflict in Yemen make it a hotspot for risk. Naval patrols strive to keep the route open, but any closure would force ships around Africa, adding weeks and costs to global trade. The Gate of Tears is a choke point with global consequences. The Suez Canal, a 193-kilometer marvel through the Egyptian desert, is the world's shortcut between Europe and Asia. Handling about 12% of global trade, it's a lifeline for container traffic, oil, and LNG. Its narrowness remains a vulnerability, as the Ever Given incident in 2021 showed. One ship blocked billions in trade for days. The Suez Canal is a slender thread holding much of the world's commerce together. Its smooth operation is essential for global supply chains. Just south of the Suez Canal, the Strait of Global is the natural gateway to the Gulf of Suez. Dotted with reefs and islands, its challenging waters are the entry point for all ships heading north to the canal. Any disruption here would sever access to the Suez Canal from the south, halting a major artery of global trade. Global is a silent but essential guardian of the world's shipping lanes. The Panama Canal, slicing across Central America, revolutionized maritime trade by linking the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Its lock system lifts ships over the Continental Divide, saving weeks of travel around South America. The 2016 expansion allows even larger ships, cementing its role in global supply chains. Yet, droughts and capacity limits remain vulnerabilities. The Panama Canal is a vital but delicate artery of world commerce. The Bosporus Strait, running through Istanbul, connects the Black Sea to the Mediterranean and divides Europe from Asia. It's one of the world's busiest and most challenging waterways, vital for Russian, Ukrainian, and other Black Sea exports. Turkey controls passage, making the Bosporus a strategic pressure point in times of tension. Its narrow, current-swept waters carry both the weight of history and the pulse of modern trade. Control here means leverage over regional security and commerce. The Dardanelles, linking the Sea of Marmara to the Aegean, is the southern half of Turkey's strategic straits. It's a crucial export route for Black Sea nations and a historic flashpoint, from ancient wars to Gallipoli. Strong currents and narrow passages demand skilled navigation. Any closure would threaten global food and energy supplies. The Strait of Gibraltar, just 13 kilometers wide, is Europe's gateway between the Atlantic and Mediterranean. It's a critical choke point for oil, goods, and naval traffic, with complex currents and a rich history of strategic control. Disruption here would force ships on costly detours, impacting southern Europe, North Africa, and Suez-bound trade. Gibraltar remains a vital artery for international commerce. The Taiwan Strait, separating Taiwan from mainland China, is a major shipping lane and a geopolitical flashpoint. It's essential for global supply chains, especially electronics and semiconductors. Military tensions and naval patrols make this waterway a constant source of international anxiety. Any conflict here would disrupt trade and devastate the global economy. The calm surface hides profound risks beneath. The English Channel, or La Manche, is the world's busiest shipping lane, linking the North Sea to the Atlantic. Over 500 ships cross the narrow Dover Strait daily, connecting the UK, Europe and beyond. High traffic, strong currents, and unpredictable weather make navigation challenging. Strict traffic management keeps order, but the risk of accidents is ever present. The channel is a small body of water with immense economic weight. Indonesia's Sunda and Lombok Straits offer alternatives to the crowded Malacca Strait. Sunda, between Java and Sumatra, is narrow and hazardous, prone to volcanic and seismic activity. Lombok, deeper and wider, is favored by the largest ships and is part of the crucial Indonesian throughflow. Both straits are vital for regional and global trade, especially as vessel sizes grow. Their unique geography and risks make them key players in maritime logistics. The Bering Strait between Russia and Alaska is the only maritime link between the Arctic and Pacific Oceans. Melting Arctic ice is opening new shipping routes, making the strait increasingly important for global trade. Harsh conditions, floating ice, and limited infrastructure pose major challenges. The Bering Strait is becoming a new frontier, with complex geopolitical and environmental stakes. Climate change is redrawing the map and the rules of Arctic navigation. The Strait of Tartary, between Russia's mainland and Sakhalin Island, is a key internal waterway for Russian Pacific trade and naval movement. It supports access to resource-rich Sakhalin and connects the Sea of Okhotsk to the Sea of Japan. Ice and shallow waters can constrain navigation, but its strategic value for Russia is significant. Tartary is a quiet but crucial piece of the North Pacific puzzle. The Strait of Magellan, at South America's southern tip, was once the main route between the Atlantic and Pacific before the Panama Canal. Fierce winds, narrow channels, and unpredictable weather make it a formidable passage. Today, it's used mainly by niche cargo, cruise, and research vessels, and remains vital for Chilean navigation. Magellan endures as a symbol of exploration and nature's raw power. The Strait of Juan de Fuca is the main outlet to the Pacific for the Salish Sea, serving major ports in the US and Canada. It's a busy, deep waterway, vital for trade with Asia and sustaining the economies of the Pacific Northwest. Strong currents, fog, and heavy traffic require careful navigation. The strait powers commerce and communities across this dynamic region. The Palk Strait between India and Sri Lanka is shallow but vital for regional trade and fishing. It's a site of complex history, boundary disputes, and proposed canal projects. The strait supports local economies and connects India's east and west coasts. Though small globally, it's a mighty and often contested waterway in South Asia. The Mozambique Channel between Madagascar and Mozambique is a major shipping route and a rising energy corridor. Offshore gas discoveries have made it strategically important for global energy markets. Cyclones and piracy pose risks, but its role in connecting the Atlantic and Indian Oceans is growing. The channel is set to become a key player in Africa's economic future. The Denmark Strait, between Greenland and Iceland, connects the Arctic to the Atlantic and is crucial for ocean circulation. As Arctic ice recedes, it's becoming a more viable, though still challenging, shipping route. Its strategic importance is rising as nations eye new resources and shorter trade paths. The Denmark Strait is a gateway to the changing high north. The Korea Strait between Korea and Japan links the Sea of Japan to the East China Sea and is a hub for three major economies. Heavy trade, strategic naval presence, and historical disputes make it a closely watched waterway. Ports like Busan and Fukuoka depend on its open passage. The Korea Strait is a vital dynamic corridor in Northeast Asia. Our journey reveals how much of our global economy flows through these narrow, often perilous straits. Block just one, and the world feels it. Fuel prices rise, goods disappear, and economies falter. These straits are the silent arteries of globalization, their health vital to billions. They're points of cooperation, but also of competition and conflict. Stay curious about these lifelines, because understanding them is key to understanding our world. Thanks for joining us on this voyage. Subscribe for more deep dives into the forces that shape our planet.